budget, so go ahead, Kim, and take it away.
Okay, I've given you a sheet of additional requests. I don't know if you have any questions on the budget that was submitted, but and then correct me if I'm wrong. I think I was under budget from last year for the current budget, or at least under the proposed.
Not including the additional requests, yes.
Yeah, not including these additional requests. Right, exactly. But let me explain real quick what the additional requests are. We have an employee who works 3/4 time, except for during tax season when we need her, and so she jumps in and comes back full-time in October, November, and part of December. So I have to add just a little bit extra to cover that, and it doesn't come out in the personnel reports that are provided to me, so.
Yeah, just for clarification, the position is a full-time position, so it should have been budgeted at a full-time.
Right, that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, but it was only budgeted at 3/4 because that's the merit level of the person filling it. So that to me should be just automatically granted because it should have already been in the salary.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Let me skip down to the restricted budgets real quick. The credit card and debit card processing, I've got an amount in there for revenue and expense for the same amount. Currently, when we process credit cards, we charge a convenience fee, but that convenience fee goes directly to the vendor that's processing the credit cards, and then they pay all of the credit card fees. That's kind of the treasurer's mode of doing credit cards. We're looking at a different possibility based on, we're rewriting part of our programs in collection and distribution, and part of that rewrite, I'm looking at possibly going back to a standard process of processing credit cards, which means we would collect the convenience fee ourselves as well as pay the interchange fees. So in case we go that route, I wanted to put something in the budget to cover it. So it's restricted in the sense that I may not go that way and we don't need it, but if I do, I've got something in place.
But the question is the expense would come after you've collected revenue, right?
Yes, yes.
So it's budget neutral, so you just want a restricted line item.
Yeah, I've got to have something in there to be able to record it.
But there should be an additional fee increase that's associated with this, a fee revenue budget.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
The top
equal.
line is revenue, and then the
Okay,
second
gotcha.
line's expense. That may not be exactly clear, but that's what I intended to do.
What confused me is one says convenience fee and the other says interchange.
Yeah, the convenience fee, I know, yeah, they're both fees. It is confusing, but the convenience fee would be revenue to the county, the interchange fees.
To cover the expense.
To cover the interchange fees that would be charged.
So the county's not going to make 1 penny potentially on credit cards. We're just doing it for convenience of our taxpayers.
Right.
If they choose to pay that mode.
Exactly. And
But they will pay
it'll
the
be nothing
fee.
different than they're experiencing now. It's just the money would come to the county to cover versus going directly to the vendor.
Okay.
It's just kind of a different mode to look at. None of the other treasurers are doing it right now, but it would require a change in the programming of the system. Since we're doing it anyway, we're looking at it. The other advantage I see is I can piggyback onto the state's rate that they're using for their credit card processing, which they're so large that they get a pretty good rate. So I'm looking at that.
Do they have a specific vendor they use?
The state?
Yeah.
Yeah, they use J.P. Morgan Chase.
Okay, so that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I was curious who that was. And then I guess this would also require that we adjust our fee schedule.
Yes.
Call that out so people are aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to put that on there for sure.
On the commission agenda.
Yep.
So you need to make that decision as what you want to do and bring that before us and we can take care of that.
Yeah, it'll
Where it's
be
budget neutral, it's not a huge deal. We just need to.
Yeah, we'll do that when the time's
technically,
right.
yeah.
Just a point, can
Sure.
I just ask a point of clarification? So this is already happening right now. I think it's Utah Interactive that's doing it through their website.
Okay.
People can currently make credit card payment, pay their
No.
property taxes by credit card.
Yes.
Only 1 month a year, only on current.
Yeah, during tax season, although we've opened it up year-round, but only for real property
Only-
only now.
And current.
But right now, the model, excuse me, the model is that the convenience fee is charged, but it goes directly to the vendor.
Right.
Official payments in this case.
So I guess my question is, because this is revenue neutral to the county, I mean, it's not like it's a money making, the county wouldn't be making money. What's
What's the
the
benefit?
reason for bringing it in-house?
The opportunity to piggyback off of the state's rate that they've
So a
gone
lower
out to
convenience fee
RFP.
to the people?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Potentially. I mean, I initially, for budgeting purposes, I don't know what it's gonna be, so I'm estimating at the same rate that we're currently charging for that convenience, just to get some money in the accounts to cover it. And then as we get experience with it, I'd have a better idea.
Okay.
And potentially, we could lower the convenience fee rate if we felt like we were making more than what it was costing us.
Sure.
Because we don't want to do that. We just want to make it convenient, but there is a charge that we have to cover
Right.
to cover those fees. Credit card
Are we
companies
gonna
aren't
have to
doing it for
repost that
free.
every time though, in our
What's
fee
that?
schedule?
If we lower it.
In our
If
fee
we were to
schedule,
lower it.
we'll have to post that.
Yeah.
And just one more thing to clarify too, is if it's gonna be in-house, not only is it going to be the interchange fees, but you're gonna probably also wanna look at the banking fees associated with that, cause I'm sure Wells Fargo, charges some type of transaction fee that may be on top of what like a credit card merchant will be.
It depends on if JP Morgan Chase did it and deposited it into the bank. I don't know if Wells Fargo would have it. Are you seeing some additional fees from Wells Fargo when they
All of-
settle?
All of the Wells Fargo bank accounts that the county currently has, there's monthly fees that are on top of what are the interchange.
Yeah, there are other.
Discount
Sure,
and.
sure. There are other fees. I just kind of lumped all the credit card fees under interchange fees, but
Okay.
yeah, I know I know that the vendor that's charging 2.5%, I'm sure is covered. And so that's why we're using that same rate until we have better experience to know exactly what it'd be. Because the tricky part is that different credit cards charges different rates.
Right.
If you have a rewards card, it's a much higher rate than if it's just a plain vanilla credit card. And so that's why it's difficult. You don't know exactly what your constituents are gonna use when they come to pay. And they may use an Amex, they may use a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover, and they all come with different rates. So it's kind of a little bit of a tricky guessing game. But the convenience fee at 2.5% currently is enough for the vendors to cover their fees. So I'm assuming that would be the case if we were to bring it in-house. And again, I don't know if I'm gonna go that way or not, but I wanted something in the budget just in case.
So, restricted in the budget?
Yes. Restricted in the sense that if we go that way, I've
All
got a
these?
placeholder. If not, then we
So the
wouldn't.
postage, the printing, they'll all be restricted.
Yeah, he's only worried if there's an increase in what the cost for the envelopes and the postage. That's
Right.
why he wants that additional restricted.
Yeah, those are the last two
Okay,
items.
so let's talk about number 2.
Okay, number 2 is, yeah,
It's the new county trend.
that's right, I'm sure it is.
Gold-plated chairs and Veridesks.
Yeah, that's what I understand. I mean, we would like that flexibility if possible. I've talked to, staff members, and they're interested in doing that if that's a possibility. We'll still function very well without it, but we can see some advantages of having that
Said the magic
flexibility.
words.
So, I mean,
Thank you for functioning very well without it.
typically,
I'm just saying the office wouldn't die without it, but
typically we've granted those if they have some sort of medical need,
An
an
ADA
ADA
accommodation.
accommodation or whatever, in which they
oh,
can.
really? I see other people using it.
I'm here to tell you.
Do they
that's
have
where the
ADA
counties-
issues?
Well, we can't discuss those, but yes, that
Really?
generally is when they're granted
Okay.
or accommodations.
Or there are some that are doing it
As trial.
ad hoc.
Yeah.
They're
buy
building their own. Or building
Oh,
their
really?
own. Doing their
Yeah.
own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess the fear on that is that we start down that path, it's gonna be everyone down that path. Have that option.
Sure,
my
and
fear.
we're probably looking at it more from a wellness perspective than anything, so.
I will say also, it's not on here because their department has hit me up at least for 6 months. They do want a blender in their office because they don't leave and they're there and they do
Smoothies.
provide their own stuff and they do blend their own smoothies and they bring their stuff. So that was a request that they did ask. So just so it can be on record, they didn't ask because I told them no, but I can't speak for everybody. So if the other two commissioners feel differently, you can please go approach the treasurer's office on your own.
We're now looking for a fridge that has a blender attached to it. I'm joking, obviously.
I'm sure there's some sort of benefit to the health-wise for the employees, and I'm kidding.
Oh, they are doing them healthy wise. I will tell you, they don't look very appetizing to me. They're a little too healthy. I will say on a wellness standard, this is one department that has 100% compliance. They take their breaks on schedule and they rotate through and they all go on walks twice a day and walk around. And so I'd like to commend you for taking our challenge to heart and leading that because you yourself do it. So thank you.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good thing.
I do too.
Okay, let's see. Are we missing anything? Commissioner Ivy, do you have any questions?
No, I haven't seen anything. This one was pretty simple. Thank
Looks
you,
like
Tim.
you got everything in here. The only one that I had a question on, well, it's not even that big of a, well, I'll just put it up here, is the equipment supplies. Maybe that's where you have the blender, I don't know, but
No, we don't have a
They want
blender
it
in there.
That's,
I wouldn't do that.
it's your credit card
it's high.
swipers, because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
planning on doing credit card.
Yeah, because we haven't finished the programming on the system completely, we're still,
Okay.
haven't decided on what those are gonna be, so we just rolled those from last year.
You
into
got
next year.
everything in the boxes, and meet it there. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of point that one out. That one jumped out a little bit to me. All right.
Okay,
Any other questions?
Thank you.
hey, you're welcome,
Thank you.
you bet.
Enjoy your webinar.
Yeah, enjoy your webinar. Make sure and stand up while you're watching it.
Yeah.